What's good, family and friends? Welcome to another great episode of our Smooth Club podcast, a show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and always joining me on my bros, we got Mr. Ciroc Fox, comedian, TV producer, the whole nine yards. Look at sharp.
No, I'm just
Can't
playing.
blame-
Y'all
Oh,
gave
I was about to say, can't blame that on me.
Right?
Cannot blame that on me.
Hey, normally how
Hey,
the show
look.
start. Normally the show
Did you see-
start.
did you see?
with
I'm
Cam
like-
trying to make me a bottom boy, but today,
We got-
I'm on
We
top.
we gotta rephrase that. I don't like
No.
that phrasing.
You don't like the bottom boy?
No.
I don't like that
No.
phrasing at all. Cam
Cam's
did
a
not
bottom
try to
boy
make
today.
you a bottom boy. I just want to make that thoroughly clear.
Hey, look, hey, Cam. We don't know what Ciroc's gonna say today. You know he got a big show tonight, so you don't know what he's
Yeah, I'm
gonna say.
in rare form
Yeah,
today.
he getting
fellas.
warmed
I'm
up
in
Very
right
rare
now.
form.
I'm
Is that a
drinking my-
mimosa? Are you sipping
Yeah,
on
it's
mimosa
a
right
mimosa.
now?
It's a
Oh,
He is
man,
drinking
here
a
we
mimosa
go.
right now, all fancy.
Here we
Stella Rose in Food Line orange juice.
Hey, I know that's right. Hey,
Yeah.
Stella be hitting it though. Stella be hitting it. But man, fellas, how's everybody doing today?
Awesome.
That's all we get.
So
How
look,
are
we
you,
gotta-
sir?
That's all we get. Nothing's good happening
I know, right?
in Cam's life right now. Like nothing.
I'm chilling.
That's-
Man's just
that-
relaxed right now.
That's where you got to put a mask on. Like life is
Riding that-
horrible,
I'm just
but you don't want
riding
nobody
that
to.
Nah, just riding that even wave, man. Don't get too up, don't get too down. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look,
I'm
Cam,
up
I
right now.
gotta acknowledge the facial hair, man. It's looking sharp. I'm looking at Cam's like while he's talking, I'm just looking at the beard, like
Appreciate
looking sharp,
it.
sir. Look.
Is he
looking sharp,
using the
looking sharp.
products? Is that why you saying
I
something?
don't know. I remember the last time we talked. I don't know yet.
He
But
ain't.
but it's like
He ain't. Look
I'm
at his
not.
face.
I'm but I'm
like I
get,
said, people, we do not like each other. We just tolerate, but we really do not like each other. We are
I
not
did
friends.
I did inquire about some product from him like a week ago, and I still haven't seen anything yet. So it's all good. It's all good.
Dang.
So,
You weren't
anyway,
supposed to
guys.
bust him out like that. You
Oh,
weren't
uh,
supposed to bust him out.
What do we have coming up next? All right, fellas, let's talk about sports right now, right? Let's talk about sports. As you know, it's Saturday. Tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday. So, I mean, what are y'all expecting? Let's talk about some predictions, previews of for the Super Bowl. So, I was reading about.
Oh, I thought we were doing predictions. My bad. I wait my turn.
Well, it's a little bit of everything. So I was gonna say, like, okay, I was looking at from the beginning with the who's doing the Lift Every Voice, America the Beautiful, all that stuff to of course the game, the halftime. So we got Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph. She's gonna be singing Lift Every Voice. Cheryl Lee Ralph, of course, is the Emmy winner from the show Abbott Elementary, and of course we know her from Moesha, and she's one of the original Dream Girls. Very talented lady. And then they also have Babyface is performing America the Beautiful, another legend.
Babyface alive?
Babyface is definitely still alive.
Come on.
Ciroc.
Oh, why are you trying to kill Babyface?
Didn't
I'm
he
not
just
trying to
say
kill
we're not
him.
going to
I
talk
thought-
about sad stuff?
He just had a versus last year with Teddy Riley. Or was it
I
the year
thought that
before?
was it.
Oh, wait,
I thought
nah.
that was it for him. I thought after that versus. I thought after that
It
versus
should-
it was
no,
over.
after that verse, it really should have been it for Teddy Riley because that first one he really did not do good. That man choreographing in the background.
Teddy let me down. Well, he was trying to be the first of one. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Teddy.
But you know what though? What he did though, he like you said, what he did was kind of start because that was the first verses, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think who did the very first one? Was it Timberland and Swiss that did the very first one?
They were the first verses. Yes.
Okay. Well, I remember when it was like Babyface and them, and of course Teddy tried to do the whole, line, whole setup and stuff like that.
He saw where it was going, so he wanted to bring the stage presence to verses. So he
And
tried to do
eventually
that,
it got
but
there. So
It
eventually
did.
you got
That's
it just
true. That's true.
execution.
That's true.
Execution was,
But yeah, Babyface performing America the
His
Beautiful.
technology wasn't where it needed to be to try to pull off what he was trying to pull
he
off.
97,
Hey,
bro. What did
Teddy Riley is not 97.
This man is
He
taking shots.
struggles to open his iPhone with face recognition. He gotta lift his face up to unlock his phone.
Oh man, he done killed Babyface. He made
He make
Teddy Riley AARP like. Oh,
It's
come on.
showday,
Hey,
man. Everybody get it. Everybody get it. Everybody get it.
I
Let's talk
mean-
about some personal people we know who watch. Let's know.
Hey, I don't know if we like Ciroc with Mimosa Ciroc. I don't know. He be taking shots
Right,
at
I'm
people
sorry.
like
I'm sorry. Super Bowl. Super
the
Bowl.
legends.
Yes,
but
Super
then
Bowl.
you got let's see, Chris Stapleton, Tennessee, the Tennessee Whiskey. He's performed the national anthem, and of course we got a great game going on between the Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles. First ever had two starting black quarterbacks performing the same game, and then we got Rihanna, performing at halftime. So okay, let's start first with predictions of the game. Who do you think is going to win it? Ciroc, I know you're about to start earlier.
I think Rihanna's gonna win by
Oh, he took my
field
damn
goal.
answer. Get him
Yes,
off.
I knew he was fixing his lips. I'm glad he asked me first. Rihanna by 2. I don't give a damn about this Super Bowl. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a damn who playing. I
Took
don't give a
my
damn about
damn
Patrick Mahomes and his funny nosed wife. I don't care about nobody but Rihanna's performance. She hasn't performed live in 7 years. Fuck the football game. Oh, bleep me out, bro. Bleep me out. I know
No.
It's there.
Forget the football
It's there.
game. Forget
We
the football
6 minutes.
game.
We
It's
6.5
about
minutes
performance.
in. We good.
Thank you. What about you, Cam? You said Ciroc kind of took your answer, but
Yeah, he
you
did, because
feel
it
the
was
same?
definitely going to be Rihanna was going to be the winner. As far as the game goes, I don't care. Like,
Mhm.
I'm a Giants fan, so it pains me to see the Eagles in it.
Gotcha.
Even more so, the Eagles having like a really, really good chance
Damn
of being
good
the
season.
favorite to the
I was
game.
about to say damn good season and damn good
So
squad.
yeah, it's I just hoping for a good game, but I'm really gonna mainly be paying attention to the halftime show.
I agree. I'm with y'all because yeah, I just want to see a great halftime. Do y'all ever are you ever excited sometimes about the commercials? Like I know the commercials are always pretty pretty exciting.
They start playing the
to see.
commercials before the Super Bowl now. I don't know if you
Yeah, they
noticed that,
started
but
some of them. They
you
started
start
some of them.
seeing
I
them
caught
like
a couple
a
of
week
them.
before. Yeah.
They get a
Well,
little
yeah,
bit
I'm
more
not.
riskier. They get a little bit more. They push the limits on what the FCC will allow
they
with
definitely
these
do.
commercials
Mhm.
for Super Bowl, and I love it. I'm here for it. They be
Definitely
slapping
do.
old women. They be blowing up children's homes. It'd be crazy, and it'd be like to sell deodorant. I'd be like, what? Why is this nun holding a machine gun shooting at ducks in October? They selling toothpaste. What is this about?
Oh man.
That is hilarious. But you are right though. They're going above and beyond because for a second you will look at the theme of the commercial and you're like, I see where you're going. Wait, oh, that was for insurance. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so
All the best
and-
commercials are for insurance. All of the best. All of the Geico. What are the other ones that are pretty prominent? Like all the best.
I mean, of
commercials
course,
are
the
insurance.
beer commercials, Doritos commercials. I know Shier was like saying
Doritos
some
go
of the.
hard every year. I ain't gonna
that's
stunt on
true.
them. Doritos go hard every year. when it comes
Remember
to
the
Super Bowl
GoDaddy
time.
commercials? Remember the GoDaddy commercials?
Yeah, they were
fell off.
very different. Yeah.
Well, it's not. We're not like in a new era now where it's like I don't like the message that they're promoting on that GoDaddy because
They
GoDaddy used to
left
be
it
kind
too much of a mystery. You didn't even know what GoDaddy was. Like the name alone made you think like, what am I
Yeah.
doing? And what am I looking
Yeah.
for? They
Yeah.
make websites.
Yeah.
They made websites.
They host websites at
they
that.
host websites exactly.
They don't even make them for you. They host them. So
and then had the
yeah.
nerve to say, "Yeah, this is GoDaddy." I'm not
Yeah,
going
that
to
was a
you.
lot.
No.
That was a lot.
That is funny. But all around, no, I'm extremely excited about Rihanna because and look, Rihanna. I'm about to say Shiana. Lord have mercy. Rihanna is one of my all-time biggest crushes. Love her music too. Great artist, but very excited to see her again after 7 years. But it's not like she's been falling off after those 7 years. She didn't like go under hiatus. She's been killing it. As
during that hiatus.
she became a freaking billionaire. She became a mother. So she's killing it. So this Super Bowl, is just the icing on the cake because she got a lot of credit for or a lot of praise for the song that she did for the Wakanda movie. And it sounds great. So I'm excited. I'm always more excited to see like, okay, who is she gonna bring on? Is she gonna do it, all by herself, or is she gonna bring on some people to add on? So I'm always fingers crossed with that. But yeah, man, definitely excited for that for that Super Bowl. I think it's gonna be a great one. It's happening in Arizona, and a lot of stuff is going down. But look, on a rough patch though, speaking of Super Bowl, so I don't know if you heard about NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin. So Michael Irvin, again, 3-time Super Bowl champ, with the Dallas Cowboys. He's been an analyst since he's retired for many years. I think he's been with NFL Network for over 20 years, and they actually sent him home because he already started doing NFL coverage. I want to say like this past week, and a lady had made an allegation about him, saying that he said something very inappropriate allegedly to her, and they sent him home. So the worst thing is Michael Irvin was like, I don't remember really even talking to anybody. I went straight to my room. That's what he initially said. He said, I went straight to my room. I didn't talk to anybody. Then he said, well, I did talk to one person for like a quick minute. I don't even know her name, blase, blase, blase. And I left it at there. They said, well, sir, we have a surveillance video of the hotel. You're in the lobby talking to a female. So he's like, well, what had happened, I had some drinks with a former teammate of mine. We had a good time, and I might have said something to her, but I really can't remember because of the drinks, which is he's kind of screwed in that, because if he don't
hold on. Wait a minute. So this man got suspended for trying to shoot his shot?
Let me tell you something. No suspension, but they sent him home. They sent him home. He cannot complete his job doing the NFL coverage, doing the Super Bowl coverage. I mean, allegedly, like I said, he says something, but Siraki basically in the right boat. Because
so if you ain't got no game, you can lose your career. Basically, if hey honey, did it hurt? Oh, because you fell out of heaven, line don't work. You can get suspended without pay.
I mean, what you got to say for that one, Cam? As far as like a response to what Siraki is saying.
I mean, I think we're in dangerous times right now. And I'm saying that we don't need to protect women, but I feel like that pendulum is really swinging, where off of hearsay, this man was suspended over the duration of the weekend. Didn't touch anyone. We don't know what he said, and he just said something that she might not have liked, and then that's it.
Literally for like a split second, like of course they haven't put out the video, nor I was reading a report, the police, I guess the Arizona Police Department, they said no case or nothing was brought on their table about hey, somebody felt either assaulted or a complaint. Basically, they said no complaint was sent to them. So
that's what
I think what the NFL did, they just said, before, God forbid, if something gets out of hand, let's just
can we get an investigation? I'm not airing on either side of it, but can we get an investigation first? Was there an investigation?
It literally happened like in a second. So I'm gonna just say it happened Friday, and then Saturday he gets a call saying.
So in other words, there was no investigation.
There was no investigation. But
how long were they talking? How long were they talking for?
From what Eric said, it was just like a few seconds.
I was just about to say, quoted from
what Michael said. Hey, I'm Michael Irvin. You gonna give me some head? No, fine. Okay. And walked away.
I'm out.
I'm gonna just assume it's the worst. Hey, I was gonna say, hey, you want to suck my? But we trying to practice for radio, so I'm gonna say, hey, I'm Michael Irvin. You want to give me some head? And she declined, and he's like, okay, your loss. I'm Michael Irvin.
like you said though, we're in difficult times now where it's like, I'm just saying, I remember as a kid, and say we were visiting family in New York, and I was with my mom and my aunt, and we were going to like one of the local grocery stores in New York. And it was a couple of guys sharing a bottle, just talking about sharing a bottle, and he was trying to holler at my aunt. He's like, what you doing, girl, with them pretty eyes, or something like that.
Boom, and suspend him. Let's find his IG, cancel him, bro. Let's get rid of him now.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a different time. It's different people. We don't know, like, again, what he said, but I will say this. So Michael Irvin countered this, files $100 million defamation suit against the Marriott Hotel and the staffer who accused him of the misconduct. Now this was literally
it was someone that worked at the Marriott.
That's what. Yep.
Oh, he definitely said, come up to my room. All right, I'm seeing this differently now. I thought it was like another patron. Yeah,
I know he did.
He definitely said, come up to my room.
That still don't regard as suspension. That means
no, it doesn't.
You need to work on your game.
It doesn't.
Apologize to that woman, but don't.
Well, the hard part is for Irvin. He's a married man. He's been married for years. Now, don't get me wrong. Irvin has had a rough. I'm just saying he's had a rough, past. As far as getting himself in trouble. So it's
Hey,
you
just
don't
did some
know.
coke.
And he's a more. I know he's probably done a little more than just the coke. I think.
He was doing coke while he was
I mean,
playing.
Everybody did cocaine. I don't want to hear that. Everybody who's running our legislation did cocaine.
I have not.
I
I
don't
have
wanna-
not done cocaine, but
Man, the person who
Neither
did my
have I.
taxes
Neither have I.
do cocaine.
Just a rock.
I
Wait,
guarantee
yeah,
you.
no, this guy
The
right there.
judge who is
Wait,
presiding
this
over
way.
y'all cases has done cocaine.
I wouldn't
Everybody
doubt
above
it.
the age of 37 has done cocaine. I don't want to hear it. I don't want
Once
to
again,
hear it.
Once again,
Disclaimer:
no.
This is on. Do not do drugs, kids. Do not
How
do
old are you,
drugs
Cam?
if you're
How old are
listening.
you, Cam?
43.
You have done cocaine.
I've
You
not
even
fucking
sit on
done
here.
cocaine.
You have done cocaine.
Just a little sprinkle, just a little
Arrington, how
angel
old
dust.
is Bob? Arrington, how old is your
Whoa,
mother?
whoa.
How old is
This
your mother,
where-
Arrington?
This is where I put my foot
Now,
down. You are
no.
not going to
Answer
say
this.
Arrington's mother
How
did
old is your
cocaine.
mother, Arrington Gavin?
I
How
mean,
old is the OG
she's close.
Gavin?
She's close to 60. I would just say that she's close. Very
She
close.
did cocaine. I don't care what. You know your mama did cocaine. That's an expensive drug. She balling. She wear Jimmy
Angel
Choo's.
dust.
I know she did cocaine. I saw her purse. She has done cocaine.
Hey, what was that skit with
The words of
Wayne
Ciroc don't
Brady?
necessarily express the words of our Smooth Club. He is one entity within himself, and his words do not express
Man.
the feelings of our Smooth Club.
I don't want to hear this. Y'all are ridiculous.
We're ridiculous.
Y'all gonna
Look.
judge Urban off some coke?
No,
So, let me
not
tell you,
at all.
Papa
I
killed
said he
cocaine.
just did. I said he just did some coke.
And I'm saying he
But
did a
we
little more
still
than
judging his
just the coke.
actions, or if he told this woman to come up to his room or not for some cocaine in the past.
What I'm
No.
bringing up
He's
is the fact.
so
Okay,
when
okay,
Arrington
okay.
said he had a checker pass, and I said he did some coke. I was like, I don't think that he's done that much. I don't remember Michael Irvin really being in the news for a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I
look,
just-
NFL
but it was
Network
known
is,
that they called them the cocaine cowboys. Like that's what they were known for.
look, NFL Network is like cocaine. Check. Such and such. Check. Allegation.
Shit.
Take his ass back home.
Actually,
Take his ass back-
it was baseball. Y'all seen the Jordan doc, right? He said when he got to that locker room at first, they were getting down in the locker room.
Oh,
Spitting cocaine off the
absolutely.
bats.
Absolutely.
Off the bats. You thought that was chalk that they was getting their hands? No. That was a bowl
Well,
of cocaine.
No, that's
You
a
mean
fact.
you telling me when LeBron does that thing, that's not chalk? No, I'm joking.
No,
How
we're
old
going
is
back
LeBron?
to we're going. Oh,
How old is LeBron? How old is LeBron?
30, 39?
It is. It's not chalk. It's not chalk.
oh man. Oh man.
Now I think Cam, you definitely need to do one for LeBron because the fans will definitely eat us alive on that one.
No.
Man.
No. You don't
Oh
score
my
38,000 points with no cocaine. No.
You definitely scored 38,000 points without
No, you don't.
cocaine.
Hold on.
Only a cocaine can still score 38,000 points.
Okay, so
That's
let's just.
hilarious.
I'm in
Arrington just
Michael
Googled
Irvin's
something.
Wikipedia right now. Just reading something. Okay, first thing 96. It says fabricated sexual assault allegation against him. That was in 96. He had an arrest in 2001, in 05, twice in 05. In 07, he had a sexual allegation.
He's a little
A
handsy
victim of alleged carjacking. That was in 2009, 2017.
Well, he's the
Sexual-
victim. There, why are you listing that?
Right, in the first one, he named
Oh.
was fabricated.
Oh, my bad.
You
My bad.
worse than ESPN.
My bad. Well, 2017.
He got his car
sexual-
stolen.
Hold on.
What type of leader? What type of respectful person in the
Well,
community?
guess what? He probably got it
Gets
stolen while he was
robbed.
getting cocaine, huh? He probably got it stolen while he was getting cocaine, huh?
If he was never in that community buying coke, he never would have got robbed.
Thank you. 2017 sexual allegation. And now this. So again, I hate to bring up past, but I'm just saying he has had a past.
Nah, I didn't
where,
realize he had that many allegations. So yeah, he definitely said some wild shit. He definitely said some wild
so
shit.
it's just, but again, he is suing
I
and he
can't
has
wait
a case
till
because
I'm about
he's
to
like,
have
okay,
27
I'm getting.
allegations.
But you know what though? He's suing and he probably could win because at the end of the day, okay, right now a person said a complaint. Really, all you're believing right now is her, and I'm getting suspended off a night, like you said, Cam. No investigation. It just happened. So
None.
yeah, he's suing for $100 million.
And all she said was, "I don't like what he said." So if he would have changed up one word, she would have been in his room bopping. You know what I mean? Like if he would have said the right word, she would have been bopping, cause she wouldn't have stopped
bopping.
otherwise. Bopping, doing the chicken cluck on that 50 count thread sheet. You know what I'm saying? She would have been looking. If he would have said "excuse me" instead of "hey yo." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, yeah.
Let's move on from Michael.
Okay, we gonna move on. We gonna move on from Michael. How about this? We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We definitely gotta breathe for a second, fellas. We gotta breathe for a second.
Break work. Hold on, let's see.
Oh, hush up. There we go.
Can't watch it.
I'm a master of my mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. This is the only chair I'll volunteer to sit in. Spinning and spinning. Each loop past the mirror, I see a better me. In true destiny, confidence is key, so these 2 week cleanups won't be memories. Hey barber, do you think it's possible to reshape the temple that holds my thoughts? Shape up in the hub makes me bold my walk, cause sometimes a lineup could be your savior. Do you think it's ironic that I can monetize my work when I stick to the master plan and get my taper? No more thoughts of getting burned by the system, and this new product doesn't burn my taper. Thank you. Let's normalize uncovering our bodies from that sheet, and we look stunning when it comes off, cause we are masters of our mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. Each cut allows more and more room to grow.
All right, fellas, we are back with. Oh, we lost the. Oh, there we go.
Hey, Ciroc, do you see that bead of sweat that forms over Arrington's brow when he's going in to
every time we gotta do a transition? Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's there. I didn't want to say that because I like it being there. It adds to the tense, the situation. Yeah, I see it every time.
Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't.
I got my soundboard.
Hey, fellas, is it here? Was this a bit of sweat right there? Was that right there? Did I take care of it? Okay.
You can't do that, Eric. I think we practicing to be clean for radio. We gotta be.
That is true. That is true.
PG,
that is true.
Remember?
Forgive me, Lord.
So like,
forgive me, Lord.
We can't say like sucking dick. You gotta be like oral.
Okay, alrighty. So
you gotta be.
We
like,
have a.
I am.
You know what? Do I need to mute Ciroc's mic? Am I gonna need to start doing that now?
I'm done.
We have a special guest. We have a special guest joining us on the show. This gentleman is a professional wrestler, host of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. He's one half of the Virginia Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions. I had the honor to interview him on my radio show, man. Cool dude, very smart man. And just, again, really honored to have him on the show. And as I've told y'all, hey, I grew up being a huge wrestling fan and excited to have Benjamin Banks on. So without further ado, let me bring on Benjamin. Benjamin, what's going on with you, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today?
Hey.
Welcome.
He has such a wrestler background. Look at his background. He looked like.
Hey, even though I'm a professional wrestler, man, I'm a huge nerd. So it's like, this is my podcast room.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, this is my podcast room. And, on my podcast, we interview like voice actors and the nerd community and whatnot. So it's like, being a nerd.
Check that out.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Thank you for the intro, Arrington. I really appreciate that.
Man, like I said, I could say so much more great things about you, boss. But you start off talking about your podcast, man. Let's talk about Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Tell us, the everything about it, the vision, how did it start, when did it start, and all that great things.
So pretty much how it started started with me and one of my good friends, Trav. He had came to me and he asked me if I wanted to do a podcast. And I'm sure, like you guys know, like starting a podcast can be very hard when you first start off. And it's something that you have to like literally watch level up. You get those experience points and, eventually you get to where you want to be at. And when we first started, it was just us just interviewing some of our friends, some other wrestlers and stuff like that. And it wasn't until we had interviewed a voice actor whose name was Kevin D. Thelwell during Black History Month.
Oh snap!
Yeah, like every February we celebrate Black History Month on our podcast, and we interview like Black actors, Black comic book creators, Black cosplayers, Black voice actors, all that stuff.
Dope.
And after we had interviewed him, he retweeted that he was on our podcast, and then like all of these voice actors just started retweeting us and whatnot. And you know me, I'm somebody, I always stay sliding in the DM, so I just started sliding in DMs, and then we were getting voice actor after voice actor, and we kind of found our calling, you know. And you know, since then we've been, I guess, the podcast known to interview all the voice actors and whatnot. But you know, this year we have a really good lineup of voice actors that we are interviewing. We just recently had one episode come out with AJ Beckles, who's a popular Black voice actor right now. And we have the one coming up this week with Bill Butts, who is another popular Black voice actor. So, you know, it's been a good ride. And then, you know, going to conventions and stuff, being invited there as a guest, it's been a fun time.
Man, that is so dope. And
that's
that's one.
Lamar yet?
He said, I slid in his DMs. Like some of the popular voice actors, it can be very hard to get them. And
I would think so.
Yeah,
he's
and
like the GOAT.
You know, exactly. You know, and sometimes like we meet people at conventions and they'll tell us that they'll come on, but you know, it's like you still have to try and get them because they're just so popular. I've been trying to get Keith David. I met him at a con. Yeah, I met him at a con. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, my bad. But you said that name, and I just recently found out that he did the voice for Goliath on whatchamacallit, Gargoyles. Yeah, man. I was like,
it's like I met him at a con. It was here in Virginia in Williamsburg, and like after that, like I slid in his DMs, and like somebody did respond back, but it's one of those things where it's just like you have to stay persistent, and you have to have patience, because like we interviewed Jason Marsden. He voiced Max Goof in a Goofy movie, and he was somebody whose DMs like I had been sliding in for years, and because of the pandemic, like he finally was just like, hey, I have time, which a lot of voice actors had time during the pandemic because they were at home. And you know, after that, you know, we kind of just took off with him too. I mean, like everybody likes a Goofy movie. You know, it's like, did y'all know that Goofy and Max are black? Did y'all ever know that?
I did not.
I knew that. Max couldn't get drip like that if he was Caucasian.
Yeah, man. It's like you know, Powerline. Tevin Campbell voiced him and sung the song in the movie and whatnot.
That's right. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys watch Atlanta, but they just did a spoof documentary on Goofy being a black man, and I gotta see that. It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense.
I gotta see that.
No, I didn't see it yet.
Man, well, Ben, when you mentioned about Keith David, I remember it was probably a couple years ago. He was here because he was the commencement speaker for Norfolk State University's graduation class, and I was actually on my way my wife's graduation at ODU, and we were driving past like the main, and I had my parents in the car too, and we're just driving like, hey, yo, that's Pastor Greenleaf, because I'm a huge Greenleaf fan. So I'm like, hey, that's Pastor Green. He's just walking by, just like, and it was just hilarious because again, real chill guy. I'm like, yo, Pastor Greenleaf. He's like, hello, you know, his deep voice. How you doing?
You didn't call him by his actual name. You didn't.
Honestly, all I could think. Let me tell you something. All I could think was Pastor Greenleaf at that time, because you know, again, you've seen him in so much great stuff, and then you realize you're like, man. So it was pretty dope. But that's I think your podcast.
I don't know if you noticed, but Ciroc is on the soundboard right now.
Is he taking shots? He's
just talking, not even realize he's getting booed.
I want to piggyback off
Sticks and stones.
I want to piggyback because it's like, you know, if you see The Rock, you know, you gonna call him The Rock, even though he go by Dwayne Johnson now. Like everybody still call him The Rock.
No, I don't know that man from East Hell. I am calling him Johnson. Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Nah, he's the Rock.
Mr.
Nah,
Johnson.
it ain't Rock. Oh,
No,
hey, Rock
Mr.
is
Johnson.
like
Mr.
Mr.
Johnson.
some derivative of Rock.
John.
It's got to be.
John,
Yeah.
it's me.
So I see you
Man,
got
but-
you got Boondocks up behind you. Any insider information as to, because I know they had flirted with it a couple of times, and then we lost John Witherspoon, to which they said that his son could possibly play Pops. But any news on if we're gonna get the Boondocks back? Have you heard anything?
So unfortunately, I don't think that it's coming back. And I'm happy that it's not coming back, because I remember originally, like after John Witherspoon had passed away, they started looking for replacements to replace him. And like you had said, his son had auditioned, but the studio didn't want to use his son. They went with somebody else.
Oh,
and
wow.
I think that, if who better than his son,
For sure.
And
For
his
sure.
son,
There's nobody who know his mannerisms more than somebody.
exactly.
Yeah.
But they ended up not going with it, and I'm glad that they didn't go with it. I remember, and I'm mad I can't remember the actress's name. She was on Blackish. I'm mad I can't remember her name, and I know her name. She was the grandma on Blackish. Why can't
everyone's
Lewis,
auntie.
Jennifer
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But somebody had suggested that, like, what if she was Granddad's sister, and because Granddad passed away, she was taking care of Huey and Riley.
Okay.
Now, I was like, I can see that.
A little twist. I'm not mad at that.
Definitely work.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but we did. We interviewed Rodney Barnes on our podcast. He was one of the writers for the Boondocks.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I wasn't there for that interview, because I would have had loved to ask him questions about that. Sometimes we get so busy because, I go to conventions and whatnot, and cosplay and everything. And I was just so drained from being at a convention that entire weekend. My co-host Trav, he had scheduled the interview like that Sunday. I was like, bro, I'm not going to be able to do that, man.
Yeah.
I've been interviewing people at the
Who do you
convention all day.
cosplay as?
At that one, I was cosplaying as Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Deku from My Hero Academia. Like, that's my Deku shrine right there behind me.
Okay.
Actually, I've kind of started incorporating like anime stuff into my wrestling matches and whatnot. Jotaro does this pose that he does where he points his finger like that. And I was wrestling at the show at the Croc Center, which is where I'm going to be wrestling at again today. And I had did the Jotaro pose, and during intermission, like a fan had came up to me, and he was just like, "Hey, was that the Jotaro pose that you had did?" I said, "Yeah, right." And he was just, "I thought so." So it's like now more people come up to me and they ask me those questions, like, if I'm doing the Jotaro pose. But I think one of the coolest moments, when I started cosplaying, because I just started in 2020. I was at Tidewater Comic-Con and I was cosplaying as Jotaro, and one of the fans from VCW was at the con, and he had saw me, and he was just like, "I can't believe that you're cosplaying right now." And I was just like, "Yeah, man, like, I'm a huge nerd and whatnot." And he was just like, "I didn't know that wrestlers like anime and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I like anime." And he asked me, he was like, "Are you going to start doing any JoJo stuff in your matches?" And I was just like, "You're just going to have to come and see." And eventually, like, I started doing it. So yeah,
that's what's up.
And,
So
and I will say, I mean, that's a great way to like.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Y'all are
go ahead.
so.
I was
that
gonna say,
so
it's a.
Oh my god.
I was trying to segue, but
Nah, y'all had a lame moment just now.
I was just gonna say it's great. I was gonna say, Benjamin, it's great how you're kind of intertwining both different ventures that you do into one thing. Because I mean, it's great for marketing, like you said. You have fans that show up that are fans of you with your Level Up podcast, and that you see at Comic-Con that says, like, "Look, come to VCW," and wait a minute, and say vice versa. So yeah, I think it's really cool how you're bringing those two things together, because VCW really is it's a legendary company. It's been in existence since 96, but it's in the stage now where it's like they're still supported by the community, and they're going to continue to grow, because you have a lot of kids that show up there, but you also have a lot of people that they've been attending there since they were kids, and now they're bringing their children. So I think it's really awesome how you're bringing those two things together.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
for the fans that haven't tuned in to VCW and VC and haven't seen you in action, can you kind of describe your wrestling persona? Because we see what we see now, right? And
Yeah.
then they tune in this evening and they're like what are they going to see at that point?
Pretty much. I mean, it's kind of the same guy,
Okay.
Like, because like right now, I'm a face, which is the good guy
Okay.
in professional
Okay.
wrestling.
I do
But
feel
when
safe.
I first,
I don't feel no like. I don't feel
so it's like
like not safe in the situation, but I feel like I would be safe with him. Like if he gave me a hug, it'd be warm. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's
it'd be-
crazy because I don't think that you would have liked me as much when I first started my career. Like when I first started, I was a bad guy, which they call those the heels. And like people hated me, man. Like I do miss being a bad guy because I think that I'm a really good bad guy. But
Okay.
but yeah, but no, like I love being the good guy. I mean, I'm very positive. I'm funny. I've done stand-up comedy and whatnot, and people, they love to cheer for the good guy. And it's like when you come and see me at an event, the same person that you see up here on y'all show is the same person that you're going to see at the event. It's like, I get in the ring, I crush skulls. I was gonna say I kick people's heads in, and I get out of the ring and I pinky people. I am the Golden Pinky Society because it's like everybody can put their pinky up. You know what I'm saying? And Arrington, he's been to one of the shows, or not one of the shows, but many of the shows.
My Uncle Reggie doesn't have a pinky, so
he doesn't. Well, look, he can put up his. I'm sure he got a pinky toe. He can still put your pinky toe up.
I think your uncle ready to the end of the match, then, man. You said the
It's
pinky
like-
toe.
he don't have no pinkies. He don't have no pinkies. I don't know.
He take his shoe off and take the.
What
sock
was
off.
that man getting involved in his past, Ciroc? Take his
Cocaine.
pinkies
I
off right
cocaine.
now.
We had this talk.
But yeah,
That man
it's like
said, please, please.
it's kind of one of those things where it's just like people when in wrestling, and I learned this from Daniel Bryan. He was interviewed one time and he was talking about like him doing the yes chant, right? And how
I loved when he did that.
Yeah, well, I should say Bryan Danielson now since he's in AEW, but he wanted to create something that was simple that everybody could do, and he started doing the yes stuff, and everybody in the crowd was able to do it. Like, and it was just like no matter who you are, you can point your fingers up, or you can point your hands up if you don't have your arms if you don't have hands. But it's like the same thing like with the pinky. It's crazy, man, because how the Golden Pinky even came into existence is, me and my tag partner, Diamond Victor Griff, huge Chappelle Show fans. And the Prince episode where Charlie Murphy was playing basketball against Prince, for the longest time, like I thought that one of the moves that Prince had said was Golden Pinky. Because remember, like Charlie Murphy was
computer blue,
Golden Pinky, and like that's what we thought he was saying. And then one day I was watching Chappelle Show, and I was just like, bro, like he's not saying Golden Pinky, he's saying Golden Picket. He said Golden Picket. I don't know, watching that show as a teenager, you get older, you think you hear stuff, but yeah. So it's just like we was just like, we'll call it Golden Pinky. We became the Golden Pinky Society, started doing the pinky stuff. And it really caught on, man. And now it's like whenever we come out to the ring, that's what you see, a sea of people with their pinkies up in the sky. And, people want us to pinky, though, because it's just like doing a high five instead of, a high five and just the tip. We touch the tips of fans' pinkies and stuff. So it's a really cool experience.
And look,
thank you.
Look, Ciroc Cam, I will say the venue, the performances are live. I mean, like seeing Benjamin in the ring with his tag team partner. Again, y'all been tag team champs for quite a minute now too. Y'all held on those belts for quite a minute. But it's an amazing show. Like 500 spectators average comes to the events, man. And again, and I've spoken with a couple of the other guys. Like I had fell off of wrestling, like I think when I was like in middle school. So it's been really when I came across a friend of mine that used to design. I don't know if she still designs your gear.
Sonia, Sonia.
Oh, I'm forgetting her name. Sonia.
Yeah.
That's right. And I'm like, wait a minute, these guys are local. Wait, we gotta. And ever since I started going, I'm like, wow, this is really live. So like, Ben, what got you involved? What got you interested in becoming a professional wrestler? Because that's the thing that doesn't just, I mean, I thought I could, but then I realized I'm like,
Especially for a black
no,
dude,
these guys
that's
are like an
random.
average, like,
Yeah. I mean, growing up, I loved watching wrestling, and I remember I had told my mom, I want to say like I was in the 6th grade, and I was just like, no, not 6th, I was in the 7th grade, and I had told her, I was like, yeah, when I get older, I want to become a professional wrestler, because like at the time you had guys like Booker T, Devon Dudley, The Rock was still wrestling. The Rock is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Shelton Benjamin, you had these guys, and it's kind of like Cam was just saying, being a black wrestler, it's like you really didn't see a lot of them coming up. And when you did see them, it's like you were drawn to them, And I love now that there are so many black wrestlers out there now that you see black men and women. But, for me, I always wanted to be a wrestler. And I told my mom, and my mom, she's like one of my biggest supporters. And she told me that, anything I want to do, she's going to support me, and she thinks that I could do it. So I had found this school.
Shout out to support of black moms, man. I love that.
Yeah, man. So it's like there was a school out in Virginia Beach called Southside Pro Wrestling, and I started going there. I started training, and it's crazy because I was told that I was at the bottom of the totem pole, and sometimes people, they'll tell you stuff because they just want to see if you're going to stick around, because there's a lot of people that want to be wrestlers, but it's like they can't handle the hardships of doing what it takes to become a professional wrestler, like training, getting in good shape, staying consistent. Like that's one thing that Mark Henry had told me. I had met him at I had went to WrestleMania 29 when it was in New York, New Jersey, and I had asked him for some advice, and like that was the thing he told me. He said, "Stay consistent." That's the of course, he's just looking at me. I'm just a fan at WrestleMania. He didn't know that he didn't know who I was, and that's something that I can say about like anything and everything that I've done. Like I've always stayed consistent. So, going back from when I first started to, where I am now, like I want to say that I've done a really good job. I like to think that I've done a good job. It's a lot of guys who I started with, they're no longer around. They became family guys and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just crazy
to have
see.
Both? Like, is it so impossible
it's hard.
to?
It's hard. It is very hard, man. Like my first tag team partner, shout out to, it was Mr. Picture Perfect. When he was one of the originators of the Golden Pinky stuff too, because when we did our tag moves, we had the Golden Pinky, Computer Blue, like all that stuff. But anyway, at the time, he had a daughter, and then he had a son on the way, and him and his wife, they were both in the Navy. So it's just like, if she went out, somebody got to watch the kids. And he did bring his daughter to the school and whatnot. But it's like at the same time, it's just like some people, they didn't want his daughter up there because they thought it was a distraction and whatnot. And it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, I got to figure out if I want to keep on doing wrestling or if I want to, be with my family. And you hear so many stories of people who put wrestling first before their family, and they have a bad relationship with their kids, or they're divorced and stuff like that. And it's like sometimes you have to make those sacrifices. You got to choose what you want to do. And me, like, I'm single, I don't have any kids, so it's like that's why I still do the things that I love doing. Like, I feel like if I had a family, I wouldn't be able to do everything that I want to do.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Well, look, man, I want to definitely congratulate you on, on your success, but also, man, because you post a lot of your, your health journey. I mean, if you want to talk loss, man, you used to be a lot heavier, man, and you slimming down like on a quick pace, man. You are a fit freak, man. Talk more about that, because you're inspiring a lot of people to get in the gym, take care of their bodies, and also say, it's never giving up. And again, you show that also in the ring, but talk more about your health journey, man.
So I used to be 456 pounds. and
Whoa.
I ended up losing 200 pounds, and
Wow.
it was because, like I was saying earlier about just staying consistent. I used to look at myself in photos and just seeing how big I was, and I was just like, man, like I can't keep on living like this. I got to do something about this. I was in a tag match with Billy Gunn, and the rope had broke when I had got thrown out of the ring. And in my head, I was thinking to myself, did the rope break because of how heavy I was, or did it just break because, you know, it was something like the rope just broke? And I was told that it had broke earlier in the night, but like me mentally, I was thinking, I was like, okay, the rope broke because of how heavy I was. So, after that happened and seeing photos of myself, I was just like, you know what, it's time to make a change. And I started working out. I started going to the gym. I started, I know a lot of people always say that they want to work out with people. They want to go to the gym with people and whatnot because they don't want to go by themselves. And that's what I was doing at first. But the issue with that is that when you go with other people, if they don't go to the gym, then you're not going to go to the gym.
Yeah,
and
that's a fact.
I was like, you know what? If I want to do this, then I got to do this on my own. And after that, like the rest was history. I lost 200 pounds. I'm healthier now, and I feel a lot better. If I was still the size that I was, I don't think that I would have been able to even wear some of the cosplays that I wear now. I wouldn't be doing the stuff that I do in the ring now. It's just I'm just amazed by how I move in the ring now compared to when I first started wrestling and whatnot. Like it's definitely night and day. And it's like the reason why I got the Deku Shrine right there from My Hero Academia, and like why it's one of my current favorite animes, is because Deku is like somebody that's very similar to me, where it's like he was somebody that was always told that he would never be a hero, he would never be able to reach the goals that he had in his life, and he never took no as an answer from anybody, and he kept on working hard, and eventually he became a hero. And like that's the same thing with me and my wrestling journey. People used to tell me that, oh, you shouldn't do wrestling's fake, black people don't make it in wrestling. Like people used to always try and deter me so much from doing what I wanted to do, and I never listened to what those people said. And I think with everybody in life, if there's something that you want to do, then you need to do what you want to do, because we all only have one life to live, and we shouldn't let what other people say stop us from doing what we want to do. So when it came to me becoming a wrestler, I did that. And then I knew that I wanted to get in good shape. And just like how Deku was determined and he stayed consistent, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be determined. I'm going to stay consistent in this gym, going every single day, 7 days a week, staying in there for back then. I used to be in the gym for about like 3 to 5 hours, just working out and whatnot. And now I'm not in there as much. I'm in there about like 2 hours. But yeah, it's been a good journey, man. And I love motivating people and inspiring people. Arrington, just like how you were saying, people ask me for gym advice all the time, and people always ask to work out with me all the time. And I'm somebody that's just like, if you want to work out with me, that's cool. Like I'm down to help people reach their goals,
That's what's up. Did you find that there was a struggle with being a black man in this industry?
Yeah, there were times where like I would see stuff. There were stories that I heard from people that came before me that wrestled here locally, and just hearing stories from people that actually made it to the top, and the struggles that they had to go through with being a black person in professional wrestling. I mean, back in I think it was 2020 where Kofi Kingston had won the WWE Championship, and he was the first black person to win the championship. I know that The Rock is black, but The Rock, he's black and Samoan. Like Kofi was the first African to win the title, and it was just it had been so long since there had even been a black champion in WWE, and like that was a huge deal. And you just hear all the stories over the years and whatnot, and like now, I just love that like black people are getting a chance and everything that they want to do, like whether it be wrestling, same thing like with voice acting. Like I've heard stories, because I want to be a voice actor as well, and I've heard the stories of black voice actors, and like that's why I love having them come on and tell the stories of like the hardships
Yeah.
that they've gone through, like, you know, being held back because they were a Black voice actor or not getting the opportunity because they were Black. You know, I wouldn't say that, you know, I've had opportunities taken from me because I am a Black man in wrestling, but
Mhm.
thankfully everything has just been well for me. But I have heard stories from other people, and it
Gotcha.
just sucks because it's like they could be extremely talented, but they don't get those opportunities that
Yeah.
other people get because of the color of their skin. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, there's certain, you know, areas that you don't want to wrestle in because of the color of your skin. Because I mean, it's changed now. Like this was years ago, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's changed now, which is really good. But I mean, you just hear stories, man. I know what probably like the craziest thing that had ever happened to me. I had went to this one promotion. I don't remember what it was called, but there was no security at the show, and I was in the ring, and like some fan, because I was talking crap to him, like he had lifted up the barricade and he started walking towards the ring and he was reaching behind his back. And this was like right after the Las Vegas shooting, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I was like, yo, like, am I about to die? You know, I was just,
Yeah.
and luckily, the guy who I was facing, he came out to the ring and he was like, go back and sit down. I'm going to take care of this. You know, I'm going to make sure that I beat him tonight because he's talking crap to you and whatnot. And I was just sitting there thinking, I mean, you know, we ended up wrestling and whatnot, and the fan ended up going back and sitting down. But I was just like, man, like this is crazy. And then it was like I had ended up leaving the show early that night. And then, like, I just heard that during the main event, like somebody had called one of the wrestlers the N-word, and I was just like, I'm just like, whoa, like it's like if this is what's going on at this promotion in this area, it was somewhere in Northern Virginia. I was just like, I don't want to work for this company. It's just like if a fan could call somebody that, and you know, so it's
The
like,
fact that they don't even have security is wild to me, because I'm pretty sure there's alcohol being distributed at the events and people get, you know.
Some only at bar shows. Like
Really?
there are events that are held at bars, but at most of like VCW, for example, there's no alcohol served there. Like it's kind of just like if you were to go to an event at like a basketball game or football game. It's just regular sodas, hot dogs, stuff like that. But yeah, when there are events at the bar, yeah, like there's alcohol being served and whatnot.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's wild. That's definitely
And
wild.
it's dumb for them not to have security, because again, on indie circuits, you know, the bigger crowds, but they're very up close and personal with the performers, rather than if it's like, I'm gonna say the WWE is an arena size, shoot, they got security the whole 9 yards, and they got a much stronger barricade that separates them from the performers. So that's insane, man. But look, to end it off on a good note, man, you got a big match later tonight. So as you know, we're recording this, but we're gonna be dropping this at 7 tonight, and you'll be in the ring facing, I believe, is it the Batiri? Did I pronounce that team right? That you guys are facing?
Yep.
What can you say about the event? Because see, I spoke with Jerry Stephanisis this past Tuesday on my radio show, man, and he said, you know, you guys don't have a chance of keeping those titles, man. Talking some cold cash. What you got to say about that?
It's like that guy Jerry's a loser, man. Like this man is a straight up loser. Like he needs to just stick to doing what he does and staying out of trouble. You know, I like when me and that guy used to be friends. I remember I used to whoop his ass all the time in fighting video games. And it's like this man used to always tell me that he was practicing to beat me. And then like he would practice, and then like I would still come over and whoop his ass in the fight. I'm just like, so he just needs to keep on practicing and doing that type of stuff. But yeah. You know, me and Griff, we've been holding it down strong. You know, we have the support of everybody, whether they're at the event or they're online, people supporting us. And the Batiri, you know, they're gonna come. We're gonna get in the ring, and like I said earlier, kicking people's heads in, knocking them out. That's what we're gonna do, because that's what the Golden Pinky Society does. So I don't think that we're gonna lose the VCW tag team titles. I know that we're not gonna lose them. and we're gonna.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds a little better. I don't think we're not rolling with. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, hey, it's like we're gonna go in with the titles up, our pinkies held high, and then we're gonna leave with the titles up and our pinkies held even higher. So
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's what's up.
That's what I'm talking about, man. So look, Ben, where can they as far as get tickets? Because I know the ringside is completely sold out. But the show is happening at the Kroc Center of Hampton Roads, 1401 Ballantyne Boulevard in North Virginia. The CW Pro Wrestling event. Again, support the Golden Pinky says you got one half of the tag team channel here, Mr. Benjamin Banks. We truly appreciate you, boss, taking the time out your busy schedule. I know you were getting in at the gym early, and you got a big show later this evening. So, much love and much luck to you, man. And we'd love to have you back on.
Wait. Did you ask him where they get the tickets and they answered?
Yeah, he did.
I basically did. I pretty much did.
He just be going. He just be
Oh
going.
no, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, Arrington, I've done that before too, man. Like I just had an interview with a cosplayer where I introduced her, and then I forgot to say her name because I was just talking so much, and I was just like, oh man, like yeah, I forgot to introduce you. I forgot to say your name. I introduced you, but I didn't say your name. But yeah, so I do it too, man.
I'm literally looking at the flyer right now when I asked him that, and I'm just like saying, I just kept on reading.
It's all good.
But no, we truly appreciate it, man.
Hey, I appreciate being up here, man. Thank you so much. Everybody that's listening and watching, you can find me at Harold Benjamin Banks at @KingBenji_Banks on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. And then my podcast, Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, is at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can find all our episodes and stuff on YouTube. And then the podcast is on Apple Podcasts, and it is on Spotify.
What's up, my man?
Well, ladies and gents,
best of
again,
luck to you
Mr.
tonight.
Benjamin Banks. Take care, boy.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Peace. We're going to go to YouTube, man. We'll be back with more Our Smooth Club podcast, a show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. Fellas, man. What a just down to earth dude, man. I should have asked if he had his belt with him when I had him on the radio show that I do. He had brought the title, man, and it was legit like 20 pounds. Like it was a realistic, looking professional belt, man. It was heavy as hell. I'm like over here, I'm like, oh.
Did this man just say realistic looking? It is a fucking professional belt, man. What are you talking about?
I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you remember, like, as a kid, I remember buying like the replica, and it was like,
why would he have a replica? He's a professional wrestler.
I know.
What's wrong with
I'm
you?
just saying, like, it was a no.
Just stop.
I'm just saying, but the replica was like the exact, like, material, the weight, the okay, all right.
Just stop. You just stop. I love that drop. I love that drop.
Don't ever use that drop. Don't ever use
Get to the chopper, do it.
Okay. What's next?
Anyways, anyways, well, shit. What do I have next, man? Oh, more in football, more in football news, man. So y'all remember hearing about Brett Favre being involved in this scandal with PP loans happening in the state of Mississippi? $77 million apparently taken away from families, allegedly, because there hasn't been any criminal charges against him, but it is an investigation
Fuck Brett
going
Favre.
on.
Next topic.
But okay, all right.
Whoa, he's countersuing. He's suing.
This dude can't
so
be
he
real,
is,
bro.
He is suing Shannon Sharpe as well as Pat McAfee. So Shannon Sharpe, we all know Shannon, Hall of Famer, co-host of Undisputed, opinionated guy, right? Also Pat McAfee, same, for him, host of the Pat McAfee Show, former NFL punter, very successful dude. Actually, I think he does commentating with the college football now and with the World Wrestling. But they had spoke about it on their platforms, basically saying, man, it's not fair, the fact that this guy, if these allegations are true, you're taking money from people that really need that funds. So they were sharing their opinion on that because, hey, the story was brought to their table. They share, that's what they get paid for. So now, just because Brett Favre doesn't like the fact that they're ruining my name, they putting a dent in my name, I'm gonna sue their asses, and that's what he's doing. He's suing them. And Pat McAfee actually spoke about it a couple days ago on his show, because he's doing coverage at the Super Bowl, and he's like saying, so we always say allegedly, and it looks like it's nothing to really worry about, but it's just, of course, the guys were joking about it and things like that. But I mean, it's really I'm with Cam on this one, because at the end of the day, you're more guilty to say, okay, look, you talking about me, let me sue you too. I mean, it's such a stupid thing to do. For one, do I believe it's true? Because it's they have proof. He's also suing the auditor, who had first brought it up, the auditor for the state of Mississippi. So it's a whole ridiculous thing, man. But I mean, just Cam, you already kind of shared your opinion on it, man. Sarah, what do you have to say kind of about this story situation happening?
All right, so if Brett Favre is the guy that he says he is, like if he's really the person, like the good guy who was a victim in all this, it was all an accident, blah blah blah. Let's see, we believe it. We don't. But anyway, the point is that any real G would have just took his lumps and kept it pushing. But now, what he's trying to do is circle back. So now he's bringing all this stuff back into the headlines, all this negative aspect about himself back. Like, if you were really like, oh man, all of this was a mistake, you would let this go as fast as possible. But now he's sitting there trying to fight and scratch and da-da-da-da-da. One, he don't need the money. Two, Shannon Sharpe, bro, this is just like a desperate attempt at him to win back over his good guy stance. You know what I mean? Like that good guy, that Brett Favre image that we all thought was the thing, right? That's all it is. It's just him trying to save that look, so maybe he can get a couple more dollars at the end of his
Can he get enough?
backyard.
Can you get enough?
You know the old white money still gotta come.
Facts.
You know he want to do it. He want to be an analyst, just like all the other old ones. The knees don't work no more.
Facts.
He still want them checks to come in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But he can't do that unless he clears that image. But I would just let it go. Let that shit go.
Because at the end of the day, it's not ruining Shannon's name. It's not ruining Pat McAfee's name. He's making himself, in my opinion, looking more and more and more guilty. Because
and then to
one,
go after them
wins
directly is wild, because I would think he would go after, well, in regards to Shannon, I would think he would go after Fox Sports. Pat McAfee has his own pod.
Has his own platform. Yep.
But I'm pretty sure that bubbles up to
Fox
a platform.
Sports because he's trying to work with Fox Sports in the future. They're not gonna work with him if he sues them.
Possibly, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, to me, it's just he's being a hypocrite, because Brett since retiring, he's kind of been sharing his opinion a lot on certain stories on like a lot of conservative circuits and different platforms, and he's the first guy to talk. He's the first guy to say, whatever happened to freedom of speech, right? So these guys doesn't have the freedom to share their opinion on this because you're suing them. So it's like, dude, what's going on here? What's going on here? So again, I mean, hey, I'm team Shannon and Pat McAfee in this one, and like Cam said, fuck Brett Favre. So to the point where no one really remembers when you played. I mean, I'm just saying, there's so like no one really cares.
Nah,
Like I remember, but
we remember he played.
I remember.
He was a monster when he played, but fuck him. There's a lot of cats that were good at their sports that are assholes, and he's one of them. Here we go. Here we go.
Man, well,
get him out of here.
fellas,
Get him out of here. Scram.
Word.
I was like, that was funny. That was funny. But fellas, look, another great combo, man. Look, always a pleasure talking with you all. I want to thank again, Benjamin Banks for coming on the show, man. Definitely learned a lot, man, because
shout out to that
one thing
brother.
I didn't know about the voice acting, thing. I didn't know really. I mean, I knew about that industry, but as far as like being hard for, Black voice actors and things like that, never knew. A lot of the, anime that y'all were talking, I'm not gonna lie, I was just being a listener because I never watched or checked out really any anime.
I thought it was because there was a delay on your hearing us.
No. I didn't know what,
because he was definitely laughing mad late. Like
he was.
We would say something, both of us would laugh, and then he'd be.
I did not know anything. I mean, I definitely want to check out the Comic-Cons just because. I mean, I hear it's really awesome, and I definitely want to check them out.
They're dope.
Hey, we
might have to pull up on the next one as a pod.
Definitely, it's a whole bunch of ecstasy though. You gotta be careful.
Okay,
a lot of ecstasy.
Ciroc always bring it back to the drugs, man.
Look, is there a lot of ecstasy, or is Ciroc always looking for the ecstasy? Cam, that's the question we should ask. Is right when Ciroc steps over that door, where's the ecstasy?
I don't do ecstasy, but I am a great person to do ecstasy around. If that makes sense. Like, I'm a good ecstasy enabler, but I'm not a ecstasy. You get what I'm saying?
Ciroc said, "I'm not looking for the drugs, but I'm not looking for the drugs."
Thank you.
Right.
I ain't gonna take a pass.
Right.
I ain't gonna take a pass if it's there, Man, but
that's just how it go. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, but we're definitely coming up on Comic-Con season, so that would definitely be a dope thing for us to check out for sure.
Bet. So, Ciroc, I know you, man. You got a show going on tonight, man. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, man. I'm excited. So the Fog Out, not your average not smoke session. It's not a smoke session, but it's a comedy session. And like I said, we are just giving back to the people who supported us, being the tip of the spear when it comes to the Green Rush in Virginia. And we are trying to abide by every law, every legislation that's out there. We are trying to build organization to the marijuana industry in Virginia. We do not want these negative stigma when it comes to marijuana. We hate that there's even a lick of crime that crime aspect that revolves around marijuana. So me and my group of people are trying to kill all that and make it professional, organized, no different than if you were to purchase coffee at the store, right? But we can't do that just yet legally. So we found a way to reach out to the people who's interested in cannabis, reach out to the people who needs resources when it comes to growing their own flowers, and that was to do a comedy show and give away free weed to everyone who comes. And the Fog Out is just that, it's us giving the community free information about grow, free information about food, free information about all the things that revolves around you having a healthy, legal, and fun recreational cannabis use, or healthy, legal, fun medical cannabis use. You can get all that information at the show. And then it's, I'm hosting it. Otis Jones is performing. Shout out Otis Jones one time. Comedian Cakes, hilarious young lady who's under my my wing. I love her to death. She's a very dope comedian. And then we got comedian,
Brene Williams.
Brene. I be wanting to call her Big Breezy for so long, and every single time publicly I bring her name up, I want to say Big Breezy, but nobody knows who that is. So Renee Williams is gonna close it all out, and it's gonna be a vibe. The Fortresses, the band, they're gonna be in the building, and they're gonna clown. They're my favorite band in the area. They're quite expensive, but I don't give a damn. And,
is that's the same band that did the show at
Yeah, the same band that did the VIP.
They were
night.
dope. They were dope.
Yeah. Where we had some very influential people pop in and watch that comedy show. Same exact band. They are amazing. We're going to close the night out with this big grand finale where we have these industrial fog machines that will activate the cannabinoids in pounds of weed, and we will share it amongst the audience and fog that mug out.
That whole city going to be high.
I was about
The
to
whole
say,
damn
drive
city.
past Hampton, be like,
I'm going to look out my door and see a
And-
cloud of smoke.
And there's no alcohol, so there's no alcohol. There's no one's allowed to bring. I'm just making sure we trying to stay legal. Like, hey, this is what we read the legislation. Like, this is what it says. This is what we can do. We can't sell weed. Oh, boo! They didn't say that we couldn't
can give it away.
We gonna give it away. We just gonna give it away. So pull up, man.
bad. Cam, you got anything going
You
on?
keep
man?
doing that to me, man.
I do. I mean, I just
this
feel
dude
I don't,
fucking
Yeah.
tell. I don't got shit. I don't got shit. Nothing worth mentioning right now.
He had it ready. He had it ready.
Now he did it while I was talking, but and he's frozen. Like what's happening here?
Peace. All
celebrating.
right, y'all take care.
He
We'll be
celebrating.
back.
That was a setup. That was a
He still
setup.
messed up. Like he still messed
Yeah,
up.
he did. We were gonna let it slide, but he definitely messed up.